Is up, YouTube? So today I decided to do a quick impromptu video. I'm just going to talk about this little place that I'm at right now. I'll tell you why I'm here. I like to eat outside, picnic tables, sit in my car at lunchtime, that kind of thing when I get a chance, because I've always said I'm solar powered. I really like the sunshine. Even if it's chilly outside, I can sit in my car and just soak up the sun, and it's what I like to do. So today I decided, since I was off work today, I had some things I needed to get done. I stopped at a little park known as Indian Park here in Mentorsville, Pennsylvania. I apologize ahead of time for the background noise. There is a highway right next to the park. One of the downsides to the park is where it's at, next to the highway. Not a big deal though, if you can block that out. The area is very beautiful. So I'll give you a quick tour here and show you what's going on. But before I do that, I am gonna have my lunch. Now, I call it a hoagie. Some of you might call it a sub. What do you call it? Let me know down in the comments below. This is what I'm talking about. I call this a hoagie, but yet I say it comes from a sub shop. So give me your opinion. So I'm going to eat real quick, and then we'll get on with the tour of Indian Park, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Stick around. This is one of the ponds here at the park. As you can see, there's some movement out there. They got out there and out here you can kind of see bubbles coming up. They got a bubbler going to keep the water from getting all green and stagnant. But down in there you can see all the little minnows. There's some fish in here. There's some over there. You can see them maybe barely moving. Let's see if we zoom in. Little ones, but they're in there. And then over there you can see a bench. Over there's a bunch of benches. I did a photo shoot here with Chloe here. Must have been about a year ago. Down there, all the way down there, you can see the ducks kind of just floating around. Ducks or geese, can't see from here what they are, but hopefully you can hear me with all that background noise. That's one of the ponds they have here. And then over here, doesn't really look like a whole lot right now. Is a little one, which is more like a runoff from one of the other ponds. But the reason I bring this up, this right here in the wintertime, they will freeze this. Well, they don't freeze it over, it does it on its own, but this turns into a small ice skating rink. I brought the kids here with their mom a couple times. We've gone ice skating. Neat little pond. And then here's another pond, which I believe is the drain off that pond drains off into. But there you can see a duck. Zoom in without spooking them. There's a bunch of ducks. And that's just off to the far end of the park. Now we'll make our way over to the bigger part of the park, and we'll talk about that a little bit. This part here, before we head over that way, this part here has a little walking trail. If you follow the path around there, goes around the backside of the ponds, all the way around, all those benches, and back to over there. And that comes out over here where the little picnic pavilions are. That's where the intro was filmed. I'll show you that area here in a second. Okay, over on this side, This is where we started out. This was where I was eating my lunch. They have 3 of these little picnic pavilions, single picnic table pavilions. You just come, sit down, first come, first serve, like a lot of places. And then they got a little swing over here. We'll walk a little further down the line here and look across, and I'll show you what I was talking about, those benches I was talking about from the other side. So if you see those benches there ahead of us, yes, I know, I'm not using the GoPro, I'm not using the little Osmo Pocket, so I apologize for the not so steady video. But these benches here are the ones that we saw from the other side of the pond, all the way over there. Let me zoom in here. That's where we were standing when I was telling you about the ponds and showed you the benches over here. So, all right. So this is a little pond area that we got. There's 3 that I counted in this area. I'll give you more information after I do some research and actually find out how many there actually are here, but I believe there's only 3. All right, so this is where you come in the main road. Come in, there's parking areas. Down there is where we were, down in the shade. Right there is a pavilion. Right there is a pavilion. And then when we get to the other side of these ball fields through those trees, you can see that bike going all the way down there maybe. Let me zoom in. You see where that bike is. All the way down there, there's a whole other section we're going to explore, and I'll give you a little bit of information on that when we get down there. But this is all the way in the park, at the very back of the park. That's where the ponds are, and there's 2 pavilions over here. Of these pavilions, one is right here at a play area. The play area has swings and slides, and your normal playground equipment. And there is a public restroom there. Right next to the park, there's this little bridge here. We'll walk over and I'll show you. Different places, different trails throughout the country have these neat stands. This is a workstation where you can work on your bike. Being right here by this bridge, before we get over onto the bike trail, they have one of these. So you hang your bike up here, and then once you hung your bike up here, you got a whole gamut of tools. And with what's in there, I'm going to assume you should be able to fix just about anything on your bike. And then they also have an air pump. So if your tires are low and you don't have your own pump, there we go, put that back in there so it's not laying on the ground. So if you don't have your own pump, you can pump up your tires if they're a little on the low side. So, all right, let's head across the bridge. There's this little bridge that you come up across, and it puts you on what I've always known as the bike path. I don't really know if it has a name, but you ride that way, it'll take you all the way down across under the bridge in Montoursville, down along the river into the upper end of Loyalsock. If you go that way, that'll take you around the bend here to Montoursville, where Walmart and stuff like that is. Maybe one day I'll do a separate video just on this trail alone, but right here is a link to the trail, and further up the line there's another link to the trail you can get to by going across a covered bridge. So let's head back across this bridge here and I'll give you some more information. All right, this is one of those picnic pavilions I was talking about, up close and personal, if you will. So as we come up here and look, just a concrete pad, Got a bunch of picnic tables on it. I got a little grill over there, a little charcoal grill. I got garbage cans here. This pavilion has a small little playground over there. I mean, it's nothing huge. But then, like I said, there's that one over there that actually has the big swings and all that stuff. So, as we walk across the road here, pause it here and we'll come across the road and I'll show you a sign over here. All right, so coming across from the pavilions where the playground is, the other pavilion, there's this big sign. This is the Nature Braille Trail, developed to make sure the blind and partially sighted were able to use their sense of touch, smell, and hear to explore the beauty of nature and better understand our natural world. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. You can read it. Pause this for a longer time to read it. But as you can see, they've got a cable here that you can follow the cable along. And as you come to the edge of the cable, okay, this is the end of it, so we would be going that direction. But as you come to it, they've got the braille right here, and then this tells you what the braille says. This final post of the trail, thank you for visiting, exit to the left. All right, so we're gonna go to the left here and follow the cable. And as you can see, cable comes down to a sign, and the sign has both written words and braille. So they can sit there and they can feel this out and know what the sign is saying. So when they're talking about the nodules on the rope, they're talking about this. When you get to this, it'll tell you that there's a sign to read. And it goes all the way around this trail. So you just bounce on down here and go from sign to sign. All right, we walked down to the next sign. We got to the nodule there, and there's two of them. And here is the sign. You've entered a wooded area. Listen for the wind in the tree canopy. You can feel the change in the temperature. With the highway, it's kind of hard to hear anything, but as you can see, it is windy. The leaves are moving. Slightly anyways. And then it just goes all the way around. When you were down at the ponds, when we were down there, when I spun around, you might have been able to see part of the trail as well. And then we come back around here, and we had that end post sign that I showed you. All right, so here's one of the ball fields. Here's another. Throughout the summer, you'll see adult league and kid league games being played out here. And this is where the lady on the bike was in an earlier video. Up over this massive speed bump. You hit this thing in your car and you're not paying attention. You definitely know it. You scrape. Over here, you can see, and I'm not sure if you saw it in the video down by the pond, but there is a basket for disc golf. There is a disc golf course here. They put it in, I want to say about a year or two ago, so it's fairly new. So if you're into disc golf, there's a disc golf course here. There's another one down there on the other side of the ball field. See if I can zoom in and see it. There it is. So you can see that down there. And down by the little pavilions down there on the backside where we were at the pond when we were eating, there was one there too. So yeah, disc golf for those interested. Now we'll walk through this little wooded area here and come across a little body of water, like a stream type thing, but it's not very fast moving. And that comes all the way from the ponds up there, under this, and all the way down that way. And then you come into another area with more ball fields and stuff. Well, not ball fields, ball field. So those two are baseball fields, and this one here is a softball field. I've spent, my fair share of time sitting on the side of that watching softball practice or softball games. You have tennis courts over here. There's another one of the disc golf course baskets. See the bluebird? You got a basketball court here. And then a little bit of history. Anyone from the area would know and probably sad about. If you look where that building is, right there, there used to be a pool. This town, Montoursville, had its own borough pool. I decided to come over here and give you another view of the pool. You can see here the grassed-in area surrounded by the concrete. That's where the pool was. This used to be the pool. There was the bathhouse or whatever where you got change and showers and all that stuff. That was where you paid to get in, and the concession stand. So, yeah. This is what was the Montoursville pool that we talked about. And then we spin around here behind us. There's another public restroom. And then all the way across the field, back behind those trees, I'll show it to you here in a little while, is another public restroom. So this road here goes all the way out around this big field area and comes out over there. This field area is used for different festivals, like a fall festival or carnivals and stuff like that. So this field here in front of my car gets laid out with carnival rides and vendor trailers and little booths and stuff at different times throughout the year for different festivals. And it's just a big open field until you get on the other side of those trees, which we'll get to once we're done walking around. And that's where there's some more playground equipment and stuff like that. So let's walk around here and I'll show you some other things. When we were over talking about the bike path, I talked about there's another entrance to the bike path over here. This little covered bridge takes you over and puts you on the back side of the ball field, which also has a way to get onto the bike path. So we'll cross it here in a minute. Here's coming out of the bridge. That's the back side of the baseball field that we were showing you. And as you come out of the baseball field, I'm sorry, out of the bridge, not the baseball field, you walk over here. There's another little walkway bridge. We'll get over here and I'll show you. All right, so that little walkway bridge takes you across this little ditch here. And puts you on the bike path down from where we were standing on the other little bridge, and takes you under the highway and puts you on the path on the other side of the highway. We're not going to get into that today. That's not actually what today's video is about. Today's video is about the park, not the bike path, but just figured I'd show you that the park does attach and does lead to the bike path. So look for that video coming up in the future. I know I keep circling back, haha, play on words, to the disc golf course, but here is where you would take off from. Here is the line. You stand on the line, and that's where you're aiming for. All the way down there. Now that one's pretty straightforward. It's a nice straight shot. You got to watch the telephone pole there and hope not to go too far off to the right, because you go into that little body of water, but not too bad from here to there. Alright, so here's another one of those pavilions. This one's got little steps to go up to it from the little parking area. It's got a nice little parking area down here. You come in from out there. You got your picnic tables. These ones are set up a little differently than the way they were at the other pavilion, but obviously you're renting it out, you can probably move them the way you want them. But 1, 2, 3 by 3 is 9, 10, 11 picnic tables, and you got some little benches there and there. by these trees, and that overlooks the field out there we were talking about. Coming from the big pavilion down there, you come along this road here and brings you down. There's some more of these little pavilions. They all got numbers on them. There's a shuffleboard court there. Actually, there's two of them. There's another big pavilion here with a nice big parking area. As you come from the pavilion up there, you come down along, and there are some horseshoe or quoits pits. Another little picnic pavilion, another big picnic pavilion. And you come over this way, and here is another one of the restrooms. As you can see down there is a set of swings, some seesaws or teeter-totters. You have the spring animal things you can sit on. There's a little jungle gym over there. A little gazebo type thing right there. So all kinds of things to do here at this park, just to get outside. And as that comes around, you know, you come out that road, you go all the way back out there, and that leads you right back out to the softball field. All right, guys, so took in a little walking tour of the Indian Park here in Montoursville. The kids and I have come here and just gone for a walk around the park area, and the kids played on the playground and stuff. Chloe's played softball on that field over there a couple times, practiced over there a bunch of times. We went ice skating out on the ice rink in that little pond down there we were talking about. So hope you enjoyed the video. Just a quick little impromptu. I don't know how quick it's going to be because of editing and stuff, but it was just an impromptu video to kind of give you a nice little tour of something, not really a hidden gem, but something people don't think about as being a gem in our area. So hope you enjoyed it. Stick around for more videos. I told you I'll have one coming up hopefully soon on the bike path. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. If you like, you subscribe, and you comment, that puts my videos further up on the YouTube algorithm, and you're more likely to see more things. So don't forget. I appreciate it as always. Take care, guys. See you at the next video.